Well, hello, dear friends, and welcome back to Heads of a Roll. So we are trying to get this career rolling and be a proper soldier, but it doesn't work too well. So far, as we can do some overview, we are not very popular with soldiers, but it's not the calamity. With the Earl of Northampton, which basically is like a feudal overlord, we're not too popular either. We are just a grey mouse, let's say. Uh, you get too popular, some other nobleman might not like it. You get too unpopular, well, they might put you down. So maybe this is the best. Our rank is auxiliary, so we are, well, it is what it is. But what is most painful is a virtue here. Believe it or not, I managed to get it to 40 already, but then a string of bad luck pushed us into life in a sin. Now, we have some health. Why don't we have a full health? Very flocked or something? No, not much of money. 92, well, that's not bad. Well, what do we sell? I only have this farmer weapon. I don't have a shield even. But I want to buy that flogger. We'll probably... Oh, close. Let's try to do something with this crafting and do some healing. So, craft items, healing herbs. No alchemist tools. What? Sewing kit and healing herbs, what can that do? Recipe. Well, bandage. We need sewing kit and cloth. Cloth plus cloth. Tourniquet, what is that? Sewing kit, cloth, cloth, and cloth. Canteen. Sewing kit and leather, 2 times. An antidote. Medicine, canteen, healing herbs. Yeah, I'm not some here craftsman. I'm here a warrior. Should I sell it? Also, we want to get something going with the ladies, but it does not go anywhere either. So, well, the overarching theme here is survival and I guess training. So, solo practice. No, let's rest. Let's try to do 2 prayers and hang around. Hang around. Prayer. Hang around. Train. Well, socialized, we don't have much. Camp physician, camp activities, what is this? Ah, here. So, work at the forge, no, gamble, hang around. We want to train, where is it, train? Solo practice, because with a sparring, you need, of course, what do you need? Yeah, you need a good reputation, which is out of reach for us. And training with a coach, of course, costs a lot of money. So it is solo practice, and you see that it's just taxing. So it's more to rest. Hang around, pray. Virtue increased. And let's train some more. Solo practice. No results though. Is it weapon skill 11? Skill limit 10. Oh. So it's not getting anywhere. Oh my, so you need sparring to actually get to better. How do I improve stuff with my buddies? Although what about physical workout? Yeah, this will not get anywhere now. This will not get anywhere for this we don't have ability or opportunity. And for this we don't have money. So maybe training with a crossbow. Yeah. Let's do that. Hang around. Pray. Pray. Hang around. Pray. Shortly after the start of the siege, the camp starts to experience small supply disruptions. As you find out, the cause is in the wagons coming from Dunkirk that got stuck due to the roads being washed out by the rain. The king doesn't want to risk the moral and combat effectiveness of the army and gives the order to outfit detachments of foragers that will go to the surrounding settlements to collect food. By coincidence, yeah, you are the head of one of those small detachments. Yet they don't give you rank, they don't give you anything. As if army was some random band, right? Where they just leaders are appointed by in the cards or something. Or by omen on the sky. The sergeant gives you a map of the... If I'm here promoted, I want a promotion and I want to get them equipment. Also on these fallen soldiers, there's many, or at least they suggest. And what do they like do with their equipment? Do they just throw it in a river or bury them with equipment? You don't get anything, you don't get promotion, just, you know, for surviving. I mean, there must be steady supply of reinforcements so these various units have a combat value still. So I don't know here. I think they have just no clue, but whatever. Or maybe I don't have a clue. But yeah, well, it's a system, right? It's not just some here, each for his own. Survival mode. Alright, the sergeant gives you a map of the area on which several nearby villages are marked, places that you have to visit. While instructing you, the sergeant urges you not to show excessive aggression towards the local residents, but also not to babysit them either. The soldiers need something to eat and the peasants will have to share, whether they want it or not. Also, he said, one should always keep one's ear to the ground when dealing with villagers. It's not for nothing that an old English proverb says, in the woods there are fancy-ass peasants. In the mud huts there are dirty-ass peasants. Okay. In addition, the sergeant advises you to take a good look at the surrounding places. And if you come across a place that the foragers have forgotten about and where you can still get hold of some food, be sure to report it to him. Yeah, sure. For reward, of course. Plain sight. Well, let's then rest. But do my wounds actually heal? Yeah, well, at least you've got some regeneration over time. The poor dude is, let's go here, where is it? Resting. And praying. Hang around, pray, rest, pray. Okay. Now we can go on that silly quest. To maybe, you know, maybe we will just have a small talk with a good French people. I wonder how in this medieval, most of them were illiterate and they were fighting somebody with a foreign language, like that must have been something. And even learned men. Yeah, when they were, for instance, translating for kings, right? It must have been pretty comedy of terrors, maybe. Now, where to go? Question travel, so blind sight. Find places near Cambra that can be looted for supplies. Forage. Queen of Swords. Well, let's go on this travel, plain sights. Okay, village 1, let's go. And do you have men with you? After about a 2-hour journey, you reach a settlement called Barfleur, located west of Cambrai. The village looks frankly poor, and one of your companions immediately says the peasants here probably don't have anything even for themselves. The peasants you come across on the way look tattered and intimidated and do not at all resemble wealthy people you could take something from. Taking a good look around, you find the village headman, whose words only confirm your observations. There's nothing to take in Barfleur, because the locals themselves can hardly make ends meet. The soldiers look at you inquiringly, awaiting your decision. Offer the peasants to sell their food for... Man, I was reading some chronicle even from like a night. I think it was about the First World War, and even then, like, police would raid the village and take the food no matter what. Because these peasants, they always, of course, they were the food producers, and in times of scarcity, of course, they would hoard stuff for themselves, and then it created a problem of, or it made the problem of food shortage even worse for the city folk who, of course, were not the food producers. Now, of course, the whether city folk deserves to eat or not is another question, but you know, from a point of view of a ruler, this is a problem. And yeah, since we are the English and they are French, yeah, when they bleed, we don't feel it. So, order is an order. Take what little you can find. Despite the protests and pleas of the headman, as well as of the other villagers, you... Oh my god, the virtue again. My god. I'm forgetting about this virtue. Ravage all the village houses and sheds, stuffing bells with food. You leave the village to the accompaniment of the crying and howling of dozens of women and children. One of the soldiers riding next to you mutters in an undertone that although orders are orders, you did not act like a Christian. Wow. Well, that was village number 1. We are exhausted. Now let's pray for forgiveness here with a full stomach. I have sinned, Padre. Okay, we actually have a full energy. Did I get something? Let's visit that fellow. Where is he? Oh, nothing. Maybe we need to go everywhere. Village 2, here we go. Heading east from the camp, you soon arrive at a large village called Reforged. Large, clean houses and quite decently, by the village standards. Dressed people immediately strike your eye. The locals clearly live very comfortably. However, you cannot get to the center of the settlement to have a good look at it. A group of armed people quickly blocks the road. It makes sense that they are better well off if they can actually afford, you know, the militia or something. An elderly man leading them introduces himself as the head of the village and suggests you get the hell out, stating that looters and foragers are not welcome here. Although the headman tries to avoid outright rudeness, he does not particularly choose his words, and one can clearly hear ill-concealed threats in them. The tension grows quickly, and the soldiers with their hands on the hilts of their swords and axes throw questioning glances at you. Eagerly waiting a decision. Well, if I'm commander, I want more money. And equipment. Like, what is this? Yeah, I'm still a beggar with a naked ass, but my soldiers have swords and axes. Ugh. Well, scratch a bully, he will run away. Let's try to reason. Come on, people. We are all good Christians. Share. In an effort to avoid bloodshed, you try to reason with the villagers, explaining to them that if they refuse you today, then tomorrow half of the royal army will pay them a visit and their houses would be leveled to the ground. Okay, that's actually makes some sense. Despite all your eloquence, the peasants absolutely do not want to listen to you, stating that firstly you have a tax mug, and secondly you are all lying. Virtue check failed, no surprise. The tension grows quickly, and the soldiers with their hands on the hilts. Yeah, if I have support, it doesn't tell you the ratio of forces, whether you appear to be stronger or weaker, but for experienced soldiers, some bunch of hillbillies and the likes shouldn't be a problem. So let's go. You're not going to just stand there and endure insults and threats from some filthy peasants. Without wasting time on unnecessary thought, you immediately smack the headman in his cocky face and draw your weapon. Well, let's save it over here. And character. Ay. Well, there's some prestige. What is it? Not much prestige. Soldiers don't like me. Goddess don't like me. Errol ignores me. Oh, let's proceed. What is this? What is this, dude? Peasant warrior. Weapon skill only 3 though. What is this? Wolf teeth necklace. And he has a shield. Can I do something with that? Guarantees an abandoned encounter in the woods. Increases prestige. Well, I cannot go into wood though. Well, I should win this. Let's go aggressive. Maybe faint. And here with the skill feint. Success! Johnny's blinded. Chop body, he missed. No, let's make this. Or better. Yeah, I guess attack is a fatigue. And we go to neck. Neck and neck. Oh yeah. What? I didn't do any damage. These are fresh. The guy's also fresh. Let's do a feint again. Here. Aye! Success, good. I'm just trying to recover. Yeah, I'm kind of keeping him off guard. Now Barter and the neck, why is it not? Oh, it did some damage. Oh, it does not go down. It's bleeding. Okay, it's bleed. Oh my god, this guy is so gone. Unable to move. Finish him quickly. Now, a Barter. Let's go. And tunic. Okay, next snapped. Prison is done. We got some gold. Not more. Oh, there's another. Oh! Who's this guy? Peasant warrior. Weapon skill 2. Coordination, stamina recovery 16. He's got a hunting sword. Dangerous. And I'm what winded. Let's try to recover. Okay, I will try to make this guy just uh, without freshness. Okay, he's missing. No, he's still fresh. Respite. Let's make him tired. Or more tired at least. Oh, he's recovering so much. Let's recover too. I only 8. This will not get very easy. Okay, now he's winded. Let's respite. Double recovery. Wow, that was good. Yeah, wind it even more. Let's recover more. He's also trying to recover. I want him to get to the 3rd level of tiredness. Because they seem to have a big issue hitting anything. Yeah, wind it. Oh, fail. Okay. We still wind it, I don't know. Let's respite. Recover 6. What is he recovering? That does not seem very effective. Shield badge, success. No! Well, at least he didn't bring my health down. What? He's so winded. How could that be? Recover. Oh, I don't want to die. I'm afflicted by armor, but armor I guess got a bit roughed up. What can this do? Lucky charm, vitality. What do we do now? He's tired. Let's get him now. Faint. Here. Success. Okay. I hope there's not a 3rd one after this. We go with the attack. Barter. Maybe those limbs, it will build up fatigue multiplier. But they're all the same. Yeah, neck and neck. Ah, bleeding. Good. Off for long. We need to smack that real bad. Okay, now everything is... How do you stop bleeding, buddy? I will try to recover too. Enemy formation is crumbling. The battle might be soon coming to an end. Wounded, gasping for air. Drop the hammer. Okay, let's attack. Batter to the neck. Ah, he blocked that. Oh no, I need to get one last legs. Come on, I don't have. Now we need to hit. Now we need to hit, otherwise he will run away. A barter, let's try. Well, neck. Oh, come on! Recover. The last one cannot fail. The peasants fight stubbornly for a time, but seeing you slaughter them one by one, they gradually lose confidence and soon begin to flee, throwing away their weapons. Several dead bodies of your slain enemies are laying on the abandoned battlefield. Do you want to loot the bodies? Yes. I have this already, come on. Old mace, what is this? Damage 4, that's bad. And this. Lackluster at penetrating armor. Exceptional at inflicting blunt force trauma. Well, it costs 35. This costs 40. Well, let's put this in this cart and take them all. I can sell one of them. Is this really worse than this one? Realizing that the defenses of the village has completely failed, the headman throws his weapon to the ground after the rest of the villagers, begging to spare the population of Fair Cheval, not to kill people and not to burn houses. The soldiers are only amused by his begging. Some of them are already rubbing their hands in anticipation of a good booty. And someone already raises an axe over the head of the headman. Stop the execution. We came in peace, man. Our orders are only to take a foot, not to raise it to the ground. At the last second, just a moment before the headman would have to part with his head, you managed to stop the execution, deciding to spare the peasant. Following this, you also prohibit plundering of the village, ordering to take only equipment of the killed militiamen, as well as the necessary amount of food that was ordered to get. The members of the squad are very unhappy with this turn of events, claiming that they have been deprived of their legitimate booty. After a certain amount of bickering, you manage to keep the situation under control, but not without a blow to your reputation. As a result, you leave the village untouched after collecting the necessary amount of provisions. Well, now let's rest. Let's rest here, yes. Oh, Father, I've seen horrors beyond description. In an attempt to somehow brighten up the incredible gloom of everyday life in the siege camp, one of the knights from Count Sunderland's entourage is organizing a fist-fighting tournament. Each noble lord will nominate a single champion from their routine. When you bring the Earl the news about the upcoming tournament, he, being busy with the development of his ingenious plans to conquer the city, together with the prince, does not pay much mind. And so he suggests to send you there, of course. Not being a particularly physically gifted person, you don't feel confident enough and can hardly imagine yourself as a successful fist fighter. However, in addition to universal respect of the crowd, the winner gets a good amount of money as a prize, and you are considering trying it out. No. Having weighted all the pros and cons, you still decide to refuse to participate, thinking that the last thing you need in the middle of the war is to get punched by your own allies. Especially since you already receive enough damage from your enemies. Yeah, good sense there. What is it? Yeah, we want to rest. Where's that resting here? And village number 3. Well, I should save it somewhere. Not that I'm loading, I'm trying to put myself there, but it's just, first of all, difficult. Second of all, the choices to me, or consequences of the choices to me, are quite random, or maybe just totally random. So let's go on an adventure. Let's go to Planside, village 3. What will we have there? You find a village called Conke, a few hours southeast of the camp. As you approach the settlement, you hear the echoes of a not-so-French song coming from there, and you begin to feel that something is amiss. My mother told me someday I will buy galley with good oars, sail to distant shores. You soon realize that your fears were not in vain. The village is already thoroughly plundered, By your own allies, no less. Those are mercenaries from among the people of Lord Canterbury, whose camp is located on the north side of Cambrai. A small group of mercenaries saddled their horses, laden with all kinds of booty, loudly singing a song as they prepared to set off. You were not the only one who received the task of obtaining the food, but the places for foraging were strictly distributed between different units. Having plundered Conquet, the mercenaries crossed into foreign territory, and they can probably get a serious punishment for such arbitrariness. Give me the booty. Your arrival does not particularly baffle them. Only a few people seem to react to you at all. But they just get a better grip on their weapons while the rest continue to prepare the horses. As you step towards him, you are stopped for a second by one of your squad members. He quickly warns you against rash actions regarding the mercenaries, since quarreling with them is the quickest way to end up 6 feet under. Lowering his voice, he cautiously adds that the mercenary heading your way looks suspiciously like a ruffian, one of Count Canterbury's confidants, a man with a reputation of a ruthless cutthroat, who has killed enough people in his lifetime to fill a graveyard. The comrade implores you not to risk provoking him, for otherwise you could easily become an addition to the list of his victims. The mercenary expressionless face is covered in numerous scars, and his armor in chips and dents. He looks like a man who has been through 100 battles and stared death in the face more than once. His piercing gaze makes you uneasy. And who the hell are you, fleabags? It is your parents who are fleabags, and we are foragers from Earl Northampton Squad, arrived to Conquet to requisition provisions as ordered by the King of England. So unless you want to get in big trouble with serious people, have your men unload the sacks and drag them all up here, you'll be taking it all. Man, what the hell is this? Like you had shoehorn into this. I just wanted to turn around and pretend we are not there. And he's just provoking here some retard. Like what? If you are fast enough, I will do you a favor and won't tell anyone about this incident. Ruffin. I don't even know what is more pathetic, your insults or intimidation attempts. Although, come to think of it, I do. It is your appearance. Interested in the discussion, Ruffin's men and members of your squad come closer, forming a ring around you, stripping the conversation of confidentiality. You look like a stinking swineherd who fancied himself a warrior instead of sticking to cleaning up a menu. Watch your tongue. I'm here on the king's orders, and I will not tolerate. You will shut up and you will tolerate. Tolerate that I called you a stinky swineherd in front of all your men, and the fact that we took provisions from this village. You will tolerate it too. Also, I might just spit in your face right now, and you would tolerate it all the same. And neither you nor any of your ragamuffin friends were going to do anything about it. If of course none of you wish to end up in a mud with a belly ripped open. A ruffian hand rests on the hilt of his sword, eloquently demonstrating his willingness to fight. Isn't that right? Man, I'm here to survive, not to submit to some peer pressure and some retarded being shoehorned into provoking this guy. I mean, he did not start the confrontation. It was this retard we are playing. Your assumption that mentioning the names of the king and the earl would have an effect on the mercenary has clearly failed. You don't wish to get into a fight from which you are unlikely to emerge victorious, and so you prefer to simply stay silent. Between blood and humiliation, you choose the latter. Prestige lowered by 10. Reputation lowered. That's what I'm talking about. With a contemptuous grin, Ruffin spits right in your boots to the cheers and cheers of the rest of the mercenaries. Yeah, as if somebody else couldn't step up and do something right. Now let's one more continue, and if he does something else, he will get his. You have a perfect opportunity just to smash his head right now as he supposedly stands in front of you. Continue to remain silent. You may remain silent all the time. Here, it's your consolation prize, so you don't have to return completely empty-handed. Ruffin pats you on the cheek and tosses a coin to the ground. Then, with a smirk, he turns around and gives his men a command to pick up. Now we can attack him. Come on! The scene clearly does not bode well for your reputation among your comrades. Although, judging by the looks on their faces, they are well aware that you all just got off very easily. Kicking up a cloud of dust, the mercenaries start singing out their song again and slowly ride off to the northwest, leaving you behind. And you remember about a coin thrown to the ground by Ruffin. Leave it lying. You leave it in the mud and swear to yourself that the next time you meet with the Ruffin, you will make him pay for this insult. Realizing well that there's definitely nothing worthwhile left in the village, you nevertheless decide to quickly walk through the houses. And immediately you came across an unpleasant surprise. Almost in every house you are greeted by the owners, with blank stares of their cold dead eyes. Ruffin's men not only plundered conchs, appropriating what should have been yours, but also slaughtered almost all of its inhabitants. Yeah, like what? If you were more righteous man, you would have certainly been horrified and disgusted by what you saw, and would want to take a brutal revenge on Ruffin for what he did. But excessive virtue is not your merit list, so this bloody scene has absolutely no effect on you. Life is cheap, especially that of a stranger, and especially at war. However, the humiliation that the Ruffin subjected you to in front of other people is not something you are willing to forgive anyone for. But you were totally shoehorned into it. He even insulted him first. And then, obviously, somebody like that will not let it slip. Just choices of you can just turn around. Like, what is this? And thus, standing in the middle of devastated village, surrounded by dozens of bloody buddies, you vow to yourself to take vengeance for your tarnished honor. And we don't care about honor. We don't care about anyone in this. Well, maybe some... whatever. Your squad returns in complete silence. After visiting all the villages marked on the map, you return to the camp, where the sergeant is already waiting for you. Seeing that you are not returning empty-handed, he immediately brightens, praises you for a job well done, and promises to put you in a good word for you with Errol and arrange an early promotion. Oh my god, and a sword and armor, and a shield, my god, and a horse. However, when it comes to counting the provisions you have delivered, the sergeant notices that it's clearly less than it should have been from these villages. 3 villages. In response, you also tell him about the encounter with a gang of mercenaries in the village of Conquet. This story is very perplexing to the sergeant, and he promises to report this incident to the Earl. Okay. So are we tired? Now let's go to talk to somebody. Sergeant! About a place where we can find provisions. Well, have you found anything worthwhile? We have a lot of mouths to feed here, you know. Tell that there's nothing left to the west of Canberra. I'm afraid I have bad news for you. I have traveled all the lands within a radius of several miles west of Canberra. And how is it going? Is there anything left? There's nothing left to take. Locals can barely make their ends meet, and those who had at least something before now are robbed of everything. Bloody hell, it's the same old crap again. I wonder if I will ever go to a war where I don't have to starve. That's a piss poor job you did here, Zentarim, to be honest. For some reason, I was sure that you would definitely find something. You can go now, keep looking through, maybe something will come up. You don't look very hungry to me. Now let's go to the other dude. Errol. Nothing to talk about. You look a bit of skinnier. Let's go to... where is it? Camp activities to blacksmith. I have nothing. Okay, what now? Maybe to physician? I have nothing to talk about. That's visible. What else is there? Character... Oh, I want to sell this and buy that flogger. Well, it's not the end of the world. Enemies defeated. Battle wounds. Okay. So let's maybe visit that French lady and tell her that the army will not bother her as much, perhaps. Certainly not our sergeant, who seemed to be a trusting dummy. Now travel to. You can go here, or how do you go into forest? So this is Cambrai. This is where we are, or this one? Well, we travel to a state over here, which they probably cannot across the river. So we should be down here, perhaps. I didn't think you would have the guts to stand before me after all that you people have done in the surrounding lands. It seems that despite all your stories that the war was started by knights and ordinary soldiers are not thirsty for blood at all. Some of the English soldiers clearly are. Conquet, Beaufort, Père au Cheval, the villagers that my family owned for decades are now plundered and burned to the ground by bloodthirsty bandits. What? One of whom, it must be, stands before my very own eyes. I only took the food. And you gave me your word. Tell her that you protected the estate from foragers. You don't have to worry about foragers and marauders appearing here anymore. They have swallowed the bait, and now everyone in the English camp is sure that the lands here are already completely plundered. Is that so? Very noble of you. Okay, trade. Well, let's go to inventory. I have this. A length 2, damage 4. Damage 7. Let's sell this. Oh no, sell this. I cannot sell that. Yeah, here. Why I cannot sell this? She does not buy it. I don't have inventory space, but I want to buy this. Maybe shoes, fancy shoes. Prestige! Agility +1. Spring summer 1333. Utility night, wine bottle. Let's trade here then. So maybe not medicine, but this. Inventory, equip that. And sell this. What do you get? Oh wow. How much for this? Another 50. But man, we would be so well protected. Shopper de Fir, the Aventar. Hunting, leather cloths. Now I want something else. Let's travel to here. You again? I can't believe my guards didn't shoot you on sight. Someone's getting demoted, that's for sure. Well, I just came here for a flogger. Not this. Bye. And she said, well, maybe let's buy fancy shoes too. Not much for a wine bottle. Messy, what's this? Okay, let's buy that. Alright, you seem to like our local products. I hear that you had become a regular at our market. I hope you were not disappointed with your purchases, and thank you for your generosity. Thanks to you, a lot of locals were able to earn a living and make ends meet in these tough times. As odd as it may seem, we would have had a much harder time without you. Please accept my gratitude. Okay, we completed the quest. Well, so all in all, let's see. It improved. Not by much. Now let's see what we can do with the flogger. Yeah, let's get the fancy shoes. Many trinkets? What are you talking about? Okay, and equip. Inventory is full. But I have some inventory space I don't. I need to sell something. I would like to get rid of this though. Unequip. Close. I cannot sell sewing kit. It does not cost much. Maybe chest, yeah. Transfer. Alright. Inventory. Unequip. Equip. A short multi-tailed whip that can be used both for corporal punishment of others or mortification of the flesh, typically one's own. The latter is seen as a way to repent for one's sins, washing them away with the blood of self-inflicted wounds. It's also a weapon. Okay. Unequip. Let's get this one. Okay. You will whip everyone into shape. No, what? No. What now? Training or... Can I flog you? Some sort. You can try and flog yourself, right? Mortify the flesh. Let's go. You lost some blood, but how much? Your immoral conduct spawns various unpleasant rumors, which quickly spread around, tarnishing your reputation. To boost soldiers' morale, the Earl buys a couple of kegs of wine from a local merchant and treats all of his men to a jug for each. Oh well, amazing. Proceed. Okay. I can train, right? With the... And a crossbow. Okay, now we rest. You lost some blood, but how much? It does not show you. Let's see. Where is it character? Where's your health? Like, where is it? Like, where is it? Maybe here, right? The what? But where's his stats? Is that this? Well, I saw it somewhere. Resting, maybe. Oh, here. No, not there. Character, that must be somewhere in here. Where's the health? Man, is this for sure? Is it the ability, or is it for... Is it supposed to be like that? I just can't see it. Fatigue free. Well, let's rest then. A page comes looking for you. He tells you that the Earl requests you for important matter and you should report to him immediately. Oh, does he want? Arriving under the orders of the Earl, you find him in the company of the Prince, surrounded by several uncorked bottles of wine you obtained earlier. When you appear, the conversation between them dies down, and both begin to inspect you with interest. Huh? Yeah, no, I see the resemblance. The mug, of course, is just a little thuggish, but on the whole, it looks quite virtuous. Exactly. So is this like bastard son? What's the matter? Do you think he can handle it? He seems to have a head on his shoulders, this boy, and even with some semblance of wrinkles in it. Certainly better than most smooth-brained lads here. If we need a quick-witted person who is at the same time quite disposable, I mean, if we can also be entrusted with responsible business, then he is clearly the best candidate. So be it. Listen here, boy. As you probably already understood, we are thoroughly stuck under Cambrai, although, according to the plan, we should have been deep in France by this time. This bloody little town has become a bone in the knight's throat, a bone that could well ruin the whole war venture. The next assault will soon take place, and it should be decisive. In order not to screw it up again, we need to get as much information as possible about the state of affairs in the city itself. How big are the losses of the French? In what states are their fortifications? Has their morale fallen? Are there enough provisions? And so on. Do you understand? I understand, but what have I got to do with that? We need eyes and ears in the city, and you are the right fit. Tell him. Yeah, like, as if he knows French. Like, what the... You have to sneak into the city, boy, and scout out the situation there. You don't have to worry, there will be almost no danger. It's a real deal. We thought it all over. You will enter the city under the guise of a monk who allegedly escaped from one of the nearby abbeys, which were so conveniently plundered by the mercenaries of Lord Canterbury. There will be no risk. Put on some rags, put on a cross. Make your way through the unsuspecting guards into the city, scout the situation there. and then dash back like a hawk. Those schmoes want to know what hit them. A great plan, and most importantly, reliable, like the Roman roads. No. Do not take my words for insolence, but this is an awful plan. Things will go south for sure. I'm not even talking about the fact that even if I make my way into the city, getting out of there might be even more difficult. Yeah, especially like what? He doesn't even speak French. It's like you're fighting Eskimos, and you sent in an African as a spy. Like what? Don't talk nonsense. This plan is excellent, and the only thing that can ruin it is your nagging. Look, after all, even if you're killed, the likelihood of which of course is present, then it will be quite possible to assume that you died as a man of God. And at the last judgment, this will obviously count. Exactly, no downsides. Unexpectedly, the prince removes a dagger from his belt and with a sharp blow plunges it into the wooden table. This is for you. Obviously, you cannot sneak a sword or an axe into the city, but a knife will do. And as the old saying goes, no written law is stronger than cold steel. Rolling out your hand to take the dagger, you cannot help but think that a weapon is the last thing you need for such a mission. New quest added, man of God. Parting dagger. A weapon skill. Okay. Okay. Proceed. Quest and travel. Screw that quest. What is this? Yeah, like if you don't know the language, like what will you do then? It's so idiotic. On the other hand, from a gameplay perspective, it would interest me what would we see there. Yeah, we would probably make it in and talk to the villagers and so forth, but in an immersive way, like I would never do it. Like, forget it. I'll send yourself, mister, especially it's voluntary. Now let's train here. Rest here, pray. We pray for some... okay. Now let's train here with the crossbow. Ay, ay, ay. And let's try some more. And some more of this. And hang around and pray. And mortify the flesh. Okay. Okay. And now let's go to the doctor. Blood loss. Severe loss of blood that came as a result of sustaining several beatings. This effect will considerably increase your fatigue gain and also will amplify the damage dealt by any future instances of bleeding. Okay. What? Were you injured again? Let me take a look. Does it hurt? No. Sweet, it should heal up nicely. It will be 46 florins. It hurts now. Promise me that you will be more careful. No injuries. Alright. What do we do now? Let's go and travel. Cambrai heist. Let's go to visit. You again? I can't believe my guards didn't shoot you. Okay. What to do? Let's just pray. On talents, well, lower stamina consumption by 1, whatever. Increase the 8 chance. Yeah, these are some talents, I must say. Okay, what we do? Rest. Pray. And pray. And pray. And pray. And pray, and pray. Okay, proceed. You dragged on with preparations too much and failed to fulfill the order of the Earl and the prince to infiltrate the city under the guise of a monk in time, which seriously disappointed both of them. Oh. The air in the camp fills with tension as the English army is getting on for the second decisive assault. The initial plan of lightning fast campaign and fast advance into the French territory as envisioned by the king is not just at risk, it's all about to come apart at the seams. Any delay can result in incalculable risks. Reports from farther centuries indicate that the French king Jean II is already pulling in troops from all across his realms to the borders of the province. That means thousands of knights, including the very best of the French chevaliers. Lingering in Canberra for one more week would pretty much spell doom for the English army that will find itself stuck between a rock and a hard place. With impenetrable city walls on one side and French knights kings ironclad heavy cavalry on the other. Seeking to delay the advance of the French troops and buy more time for another decisive offensive, King Edward allocates about a quarter of his troops to Thomas Marshall, a prominent English commander, to intercept and set back Jean's approaching forces not yet joined together into an unstoppable army. This bold move leaves no doubt that the events of several upcoming days will decide the fate of the campaign. The tension quickly spreads from lords and knights to sergeants and mere soldiers, and when the time for the assault comes, the whole army is on edge, with every last man understanding the weight of the situation. Okay, prepare for battle. You just cannot run from battle even. Character, what do we have got? Oh my god, I'm on pew pew. Soldiers hate me. They hate me because they ain't me. Prestige is not high. Virtue, at least positive, come on. At least we have some math skills though. And we are in good. And where's the help? Oh, here. Didn't I have more help before? Okay, let's, what do we got? I don't want a petty dagger instead of shoes. My inventory is full. Manual. Character. Oh, what is this? How do I get into the treasure? I want parry dagger. Oh, whatever. Let's proceed. Learning their lesson from the previous failed attempts to storm the city, the English begin the assault by barraging the walls from all the available siege engines. This time, however, this barrage is not chaotic and is only aimed at several spots considered to be the weakest. Tattered by the siege, the fortifications can barely withstand the onslaught. Soon, several fragments of the walls start to crumble, creating gaps in what previously seemed to be an impenetrable defense. The southern wall, which has suffered some of the most devastating blows, collapses almost by a quarter, creating a way into the city. Observing this, the king declares that section as the main attack direction and orders the infantry to advance. Reluctant to risk his best men right away, Northampton orders his most competent soldiers to stay back and let the militiamen pave the way. You are among those who are sent forward with the first wave. Reputation, rank, fail. The first wave is met with a huge avalanche of arrows and bolts from the fortress walls, hitting every other soldier that rushes towards it. Rush B. Yeah, rush B, not A. You two are grazed by one of the arrows, which causes a light but very painful wound. Agility fail, health lowered by 5. Busting into the city through the destroyed wall, you immediately start pushing back the defenders, almost forcing them to flee, when suddenly an unknown surgeon appears behind French soldiers. Taking control of the action, he shouts orders and quickly starts to rebuild their crumbling defense. Identifying him as a priority target. What? You immediately attack him. Oh, this is Man of God. 55. Old Sergeant, one of many professional soldiers who make up the bulk of the army. Stamina recovery 14. Weapon skill 11. Coordination. We are going to die here so fast. Let's try feint. Yeah, no chance here. A crossbow. Check the bone snapshot. Would be nice to hit him in the neck with some poison. Barter. Deals no attack damage, but has a high chance of inflicting injury. Let's try Bone Crusher. Block with a shield, and we are done. Poisoned. Injury chance increase by 20. Recover. Yeah, I feel like I need to just we die here, whatever. You just need to get that Bone Crusher through. Can I save in this? Saves coming, yes. I think the odds are increasingly against us. Yeah, the fucker misses on 70, first one is blocked. Those are some stats, really. Is this like predetermined? No hit. Leg broken! Okay. Agility reduced by 1 with a broken leg, really? Okay, well... Let's, where's that save? Yeah, let's do just this, basically. Recover. I missed. Recover. Can I do some flogging? Cost 75. There, he's missing. He missed twice in a row. I didn't want to do that, but... Alright, another Bone Crusher. So, let's do, what, attack? Yeah, this guy. Our muscle cut. What? Yeah, but he had also broken leg. So what's going on here? Like, do you get it? He had the leg broken, muscle cut. And still fresh as new. Like, what is this system? It's garbage. Yeah, if you call this a broken leg, if guy's a broken leg and muscle slashed, then it's pretty much done. Oh, my guy's winded. Maybe he managed to heal himself and get some damage. Am I a young man? You're an old man. Oh my god. No, I'm dead, man. Yeah, we'll try to just... outlast him. Oh my! No, this will be very bad. Double recovery. Oh, at least he missed. Okay, wind it. I also wind it. You missed. Even if he has a muscle torn, the debuff is nothing burger. An old man has more health than you. 18 recovery. Yeah, I have some utter wimp. Probably. And this is even normal difficulty. Round 15. Well, let's wait one more. We should have tired, yep. So recover. Well, there I'm missing a lot. I don't know how it's possible. Even if they have 30 hit chance, it's still quite high probability. It's just missing all the time. So let's try overhand strike. Yellow connect. Chance to bypass armor. We can bypass armor attacking his limbs. Okay. Fatigue and bleeding. 5 turns. The enemy is fighting stubbornly. Perhaps it would be wise for you to retreat. Fight on and get this guy. What? I'm bleeding, buddy. We need to fight in, attack into that bleeding thing. But they're 74 only. Maybe not now. Still bleeding. Reach spot. Round 22. Attack. Yeah, limps now. Come on. Oh! Fatigue and further bleed. 6. You will just. Oh my. Not bleeding at least. Attack. Yeah, those limbs. Like in, what do you call it? Escape from Tarkov. Yeah, he's gone! No, only a respite. Morning gasping, drop the ham. Okay. Respite, he's gone. 1 hit point. It's over. Okay, Sergeant is gone. Reputation gold, weapon skill. With a brief pause in the fighting. Recover. Yeah, we need to recover, I think. Recovers 58 fatigue. Having fought your way to the Sergeant, you kill him in a close combat. Well, whatever. Shaken, the mass of the French warriors begins to fall back with only a couple of brave daredevils still eager to continue the fight. Of course. No, my dude looks pretty bad. Can I heal? Can I medicine? Heal. Okay, 25 health restored. Now I can get this in here. Oh, yes. And we can save the game in here. But I have no equipment. And proceed. I'm like, what? 2 against 1? What is this guy? English soldier. Weapon skill 4. Oh, does he have armor? No. He does not seem to have armor. But look at them. Weapon skill only 3 though. They have a lot of stuff. And this guy has a cross. Yeah, look at their equipment. Stamina, recovery, coordination. I wonder whom this guy will attack first, and we will then focus on them. Good that I did not... Well, actually I should attack, right? Bone Crusher, Barter. Or maybe try the other one. Look at that, limbs. Actually, let's try ahead. Ooh, which one was it? And he got stunned. Wow. And who do you attack in? Who was it? Oh, my dude over there. Wow, they can be stunned. That's wow. So let's attack that stunned dude. Barter. Yeah, neck and neck. Hit. Woo, that's so hardcore. Chop head. Oh my god, that went down fast. Chop head. And the other guy. So we were 2 against 1. That went exceptionally well. Let's try the head. Although he has a good armor there. Not so much on the neck. But this is low chance. Better to... I don't think he has a limp armor. Fatigue, bleeding. Okay, that's bleeding. Chop limbs, blocked with a shield. I think we just need to attack now. Near the limbs. Although, look at the neck. 100. Ah! Recover. He's also recovering, so is the other guy. So maybe now attack the well, still neck. 18, wow. Damn, this is some weapon. Okay. And he's gone too. Well, we got a weapon. Yeah, I need to recover fatigue. Recovered 116 fatigue. Even though the French counterattack ultimately resulted in fail, it manages to delay you and earn the enemy more time. Now instead of a dozen disorganized men, the entrance to the city is protected by a fully assembled shield wall. Immovable as a monolith, it easily repulsed one English attack after another. Winded and bloodied with each failed attempt, your allies are less and less eager to continue pushing forward. In the absence of volunteers, it falls to you to lead another charge. Man, what a crap. Are we playing some prince? Or we're not playing peasant, we are here literally some noble. In everything but a name. Leading from as if we were the king himself. What a garbage. I want to, if I'm peasant, I want to play peasant, not some air officer or something. Proceed. What is this? Is this a joke? A one guy against a shield wall. A very good idea, no doubt. What a feint. Shield wall. It's not coming. Barter. It's just nothing works here. Overhead strike. No. Bone crusher. There's just nothing's happening here. Let's save it. We'll do unashamed saves coming here. Limps block with a shield. Step for, oh, there's a guy here. I will just go fully defensive, I think. Well, on the other hand, we have a good chance here against a dude. Which one was it? But you need to hit the push. Just recover. We're not supposed to defeat the shield wall, but yeah, it was made some retards who have no clue about any kind of warfare. I'm sure it's a game, but please, one guy against a shield wall. Oh, respite. Yeah, I guess I only play for time and something will happen, I assume. No, it's a good that they don't hit much. Well, we'll wait till this guy is at least start. Well, he's tired quite quickly. Oh my, damage. Okay, is that somebody from up there? Them hitting. God dang it. Still bleeding, not bleeding anymore. I don't have any other healing potion. Oh my. I believe they're missing. Shield wall is also tired. Okay, now I will try to hit him. Oh, neck! Look at that. Not enough stamina. Check failed, missed. At least they are so wimpy. Yeah, this just... I don't think the combat here is well done. It's some weird system. And first of all, not immersive. Second of all, kind of... again, not well done. Not enough stamina, come on. How much do you need? On last legs. No! I stunned. No, this will be bad. Okay, I'm bleeding. Okay, well, still I'm bleeding, need to recover. Again, bleeding, no doubt, no. So let's try to attack this dude with a how much 10 to the neck. I'm not bleeding though. On the next turn. Man, the armor works pretty well, it seems. Yeah, I want to get this guy down. Okay. Barter. Nook. Okay, this guy's at least undone. No, what? Don't they always... They always... Aha, this is how it works. Oh, the guy's also exhausted though. Levy. Well, I don't have... So this is how it works. Yeah, with your tank on your vest, you will not do much. Now I will strike thee. Or will I? No, I will. Oh my god, fainted. So now I will strike thee. Down levy, barter. Well, let's try neck. Yeah, he's stunned at least. Unable to move. I need to recover and get him next turn. I have one man against a shield wall. Like what? Oh, that's such a good damage though. Too bad he's not bleeding, of course. We are winded. That's not cool. I need to finish him. 2 hit points is as good as what? Recover. Around 30. The French shield wall is holding strong. It might be wise to retreat while you're still alive. Fight on. I think I'm in good shape here. Maybe not. They get on me. Attack the poor fella. We need to hit no matter what. There we go. Town levy is gone. So there's only 2 guys there, right? Yeah, we need to spot here. Don't they have a new guy? Step forward. Who's this? Exhausted. Yeah, do your thingy. There's like a new or what? They don't even seem to... Like, the attack chance of them must be so low. Like a 3% or something. Even on 10%, I think they would hit you more often. Well, I'm still winded. So are you. And Mad Ash, Smaller Spite. I want to be at least somewhat better. Yeah, the guy's totally exhausted. I will be here 100 rounds if need be. Like, the shield wall is half like done, so damn stunned. So the French shield fight on. Yeah, I will get them. I'm better stamina. Winded too. Alright, well, we need some. What did we win the two still? Oh, 40. Well, they will not get much worse. I would really like to get some bleeding here going. Yeah, the fighting here is so boring and so stupid, really. And the odds. Yeah, why is he, again, alone against a shield wall? Like what? Like a wake up? Okay. I want to have at least for free. Let me see, winded. Yeah, the problem is I will still go down, but they're 2-0. Well, they shouldn't. If they're so tired, they shouldn't be able to do anything at all. Okay, let's try it, of course. And we'll steal your money here. Man, this is worse than Darkest Dungeon. Attack French footman. Hey, well, we need 2 such attacks. Come on. Yay! There we go. Well, this weapon at least does something. We got some gold. Man, what? Like one guy in a shield wall, notice. Now there's a one guy in a shield wall. Okay, let's respite. Okay, at least that. I think the respite and recovery is the most important stat in this game. Man, that's some armor. Yeah, you took 3 points from me. Man, this guy is hitting everything. What the hell is he? Fight on! I have been here 30 minutes for a reason. I wonder if I can just smash the shield wall here. Man, he's hitting, wow. This doesn't look good. When they're hitting on everything, I will save and just run away. Nobody else can help you, whatever. The guy's exhausted and hitting. Okay, we'll try to hit the shield wall. Oh, look at that, really? Oh, let's save it then. If I can get rid of that shield wall, that's a different story. Are they well, probably. Damn, he hit me too. No! One more hit and we're done. That wasn't successful. Well, like a shield wall is gone. Fighting like a lion, you almost managed to single-handedly do the impossible. To break through the wall of shields formed by the French. A virtue increased. Attacking over and over again, you incapacitate one enemy after another. Inspired by your courage, other soldiers begin to fight more boldly, and now the prince is able to launch a new powerful attack that sweeps away the French defense. This time there can be no doubt, the enemy is fleeing and the city is almost taken. Several bodies lie on the battlefield. Would you like to loot them? Sure. Ha ha ha! Here we go. Shield Maiden's ring. Oh, shield cover plus 10. Get. Can I inventory? Can I put this? Man, I want that all. Discard. Discard. Let's get this. Usable in crafting. What? Arming sword. Light and medium armor. Damage 7. What about hunting sword? Okay, old mace. Poor man's shield. We want that too. Sorry, cross. Let's take that finally. Inventory. Finally. Is this better? It probably is not better than this. 100, and this is for 65. Okay, I'm happy here. Proceed. The victory almost slipped through your fingers, so you can hardly believe your own eyes as the tide turns around. After several long months of siege, the town is finally taken. You were among the first English troops to enter the town, so you were able to take in great spoils of war. In the evening, the king holds a big feast in honor of the victory. It has been a long time since you could relax and unwind like this, and it dawns on you that you are doing not half bad, actually. Unlike many of your comrades in arms, you are still alive, active, and in good standing with the Earl, who is open to promoting you finally. This positive thinking leaves you with a strange new sensation that was not there a moment ago. Confidence? You fall asleep fast and sleep well. Just be confident. Per Edward's plan, the victory at Cambrai should have been the opening to proceed inland. No one planned to stay in the captured town for long. But what happened the next morning was exactly what everyone was trying to avoid. French colors appeared on the horizon. The king realized that his army needs time to recover and makes the unexpected decision to harbor his troops in the town and its outskirts, expecting the walls to do him as good a service as they did to the French. In just one day, you turn from the besiegers into the besieged. Chapter 3. The tables turn. The king knew about the French getting closer, so the arriving army was no surprise in itself. Their numbers, however, appeared to be much higher than expected. The initial willingness to give battle to the French now falls into uncertainty. By staying several months in Cambrai, the English army has lost its main advantage, pace. Now there's no way they can move inland and crush the French piecemeal as initially planned. You found yourself locked in a badly damaged town that was nearly turned to ruin mere days ago. By good fortune, the French also appeared to be reluctant to attack despite their numerical advantage. So the assault that was feared from the very moment they appeared on the horizon did not come to pass. In fact, the French do not even bother to encircle the town, content with blocking main exits and establishing patrols over the rest of the perimeter. More surprising news is the monarchs got around the table to negotiate peace. Whatever the negotiations will bear, any fruit remains to be seen. You have received a salary in accordance with your rank, 65 florins. Okay, let's save this ordeal. How do we look? Training and combat experience have positive impact on your weapon skills. After the capture of the city, most of the lords and commanders of various detachments of the royal army rushed to seize all the most prominent and wealthy buildings in the city, making them their makeshift residences. In an attempt to snatch a bigger piece of the pie, the lord immediately started squabbling over the houses of the richest merchants as well as the city hall. The appearance of the French army on the horizon did not in the least temper anyone's ambitions, and the disputes of the lords resulted in several bloody skirmishes between their people. It was possible to put an end to the brewing storm only after the personal intervention of the king, who resolved all the dispute by himself. Lord Canterbury was the most aggressive participant in these clashes, actively challenging the roles of the Earl and his people as heroes of the last assault and trying to secure this title to himself. However, despite the groundlessness of such claims, the king took his side in the dispute, allocating the city hall as its residence, one of the richest and most beautiful buildings in Cambrai. The Earl, on the other hand, got the house of one of the wealthy merchants as his residence, a very decent place, but clearly not even close to falling within the definition of the best in a city. Despite the obvious reasons for disaffection, the Earl did not express any negative reaction in public, demonstrating that he would not dispute the king's decision and is satisfied with it. And now, having arrived at his residence on orders, you find him in a good mood. After exchanging greetings with the Earl, you follow him into one of the inner rooms of the mansion, where the prince is already waiting for you at a massive table heaped with maps, papers, and documents. And here he is, the reliable person you asked to bring. Oh, Zentarin, my boy, the conqueror of Cambrai himself. Good to see you, Zentarin. As you yourself should understand, we called you here for a reason. There's a very important task that requires a smart person to carry it out. Of course, for a reward. You can always rely on me, but only if I can rely on you too. If you know what I mean. Hey, watch your mouth, Zentarin. Don't forget who you are talking to. You will get your reward, boy. But first, you have to prove that you deserve it, so listen up. According to the prince, despite the seemingly inevitable of a big clash with the approaching French army, in reality, neither side wants to initiate the battle. The hastily assembled French army is far from being as strong as it might seem at the first glance, and King John himself doubts its strength more than others. Whereas Edward's troops are exhausted by the long siege of Cambrai, which turned out to be much more difficult and bloody endeavor than was planned. In addition, the defeat of Thomas Marshall's detachment, which was previously sent by the king to delay the advance of the French and buy us time for the assault, turned out to be extremely painful for the English army. Edward understands that by and large the military adventure he has started has failed, and there can be no talk of any continuation of it. He will have to be content with only the booty that was taken in Cambrai and the plundered environs of the city, as well as the political successes. The French in this situation are also quite willing to settle for the restoration of the status quo and the retreat of the English back to their homeland. Moreover, the parties have already begun negotiations on signing an armistice treaty, and it would seem that the war could be considered over. But not everything is so simple. It is important for both parties to save face in the negotiations, and no one is going to yield. You should understand that we have few trump cards left now, and therefore it is vital to come up with at least something that would tip the scales in our favor when it comes to negotiations. Do we have a plan? We always have a plan. One of the key people in the French army is William de Roche, an old war dog and the right hand of King John. At his prime, he alone shed more blood than all knights of England put together. He is the one who actually stands at the head of the forces of King John. He was also the main reason behind the victory over Marshall's detachment, grinding a quarter of our army into powder in one battle. But more importantly, de Roche is almost the only force that holds together the patchwork that is the French army. If he disappears for some reason, their nobility will immediately quarrel among themselves about titles, positions, and rewards. And it would actually have happened here as well, if it was not for my father, who rules with an iron fist. However, that's not the point. Without the Roche, their army will slowly but surely fall to pieces. And that means, the prince looks at you pointedly, as if urging you to continue his phrase. That means that it's time for him to meet his ancestors. Exactly. Fortunately for us, de Roche has already looked death in the face 100 times and is used to laughing at any danger. Every morning he starts by detouring the French positions, and in some places rides up to the walls of the fortress a little closer than he probably should. The task is simple: shoot this son of a bitch. It would be quite problematic to make such a shot from a bow. Therefore, it's better to find a good crossbow and some heavy-duty bolts. It would be even better to smear them with some rubbish or poison to ensure death when we hit. You, as I see, are not that stupid and hardly plan to spend your whole life running someone else's errands. Take this as an opportunity to prove yourself. It doesn't matter to me who will shoot and from what. If you are confident, do it yourself. If not, find a good marksman. I think there are enough of them in the army. The main thing is that de Roche must die. This is the only thing that interests me, and this is the only thing that should interest you. This assignment is not just a whim of mine. This time the initiative comes from you know who, and there should be no failure. Well, the prince here treats you as some right hand of his. And you're still some dirty peasant. Or some promoted peasant. Like, what is this? This is so inconsistent. Yeah, what about the other sergeants? And yeah, this guy wouldn't even talk to you. You would look at him wrong, he would have you floggered. Alright, is it clear? Of course. That's great. Also, I think I don't have to remind you that if you miss or hit him and he survives this, then this precious opportunity would be lost forever because the Roche won't make the same mistake twice. Don't let me down. New quest added. For whom the bell tolls. Well, do not ask for whom the bell tolls, because it tolls for you. Now, where do we... Must go around. Question travel. Travel. The Falcon Tower. Scavenge. Let's go to here. You again? Okay. Someone's getting demoted, that's for sure. Oh, sure. Doesn't look good. Question travel. Let's go to Falcon Tower. The Falcon Tower rises almost above the French camp and offers an excellent view of it. Also, you can clearly see William de Roche making his daily morning detours of the French positions. However, now standing on the tower and looking down, you clearly understand that hitting him from such a distance will be not difficult, but incredibly difficult. And it's not just about the distance and the moving target, but also the strong fickle wind, which can easily throw the bolt off its trajectory. Shooting with a light crossbow is out of the question, and you should ditch hunting bolts. You obviously need something heavier here. And you should probably find more experienced marksmen as well. Hiding early in the morning at one of the embrasures of the Falcon Tower, you look out for Sire William, who is about to appear on a hillock near the camp. After a long minutes of waiting, you notice a stately horseman leisurely circling the perimeter of the French camp. Taking into account the distance to cover and the speed of the wind, you realize that a success shot will require singular skill with a crossbow. Okay, we need to train a lot. Alright, what else is there? Camp activities. Let's go here to avoid blood loss. Yeah, we want to treat that. Let's talk to her. I have a sword for you. Oh, did you get it? Show me. I got a sword. I fulfilled your request and got your sword. Great news. Despite your questionable appearance, for some reason I immediately realized that I can really rely on you, Sir Knight. And overarming sword, yeah. Not a bad sword. A little heavy though, but I'm not planning on using it anyway. Thank you. As for your reward, here, I believe this might prove useful in the coming days. Medicine, okay. And what is this? A special serum that thickens the blood and thus significantly lowers the probability of bleeding. Okay. If you happen to get wounded, these medicines should help you hold on for a bit. Long enough until you come under my care. Okay, we did a quest. Let's save it here and got rid of the item. And now what to do? Camp activities. Visit bathhouse. That's like a brothel. Oh, the brothel is here. Well, we will visit both of them. Let's talk to Sergeant. Ask the sergeant if he knows any good crossbowmen. Errol loaded me with another errand of his. Yeah, it's something very important again, isn't it? Let me guess, he's out of wine again. Nice try, but I'm afraid this time it's indeed really serious. I'm in urgent need to find a good crossbowman in the camp, capable of making an accurate shot at a long distance. At a very long distance. Listen, lad, don't bother me with your problems. I already have enough of my own. You're the one responsible for this task, so sort it yourself. Well, let's go to the other guy. Arrow. Okay, the other guy. The order, what order? Let's sell some stuff. So... What is this? Crossbow, reloading tool, leather armor, improved penetration bolt, snake poison, low virtue. Okay, there's nothing much else. So what else? I have money. I have something right in the chest. Let's try to upgrade that. What? So can I get that? Equip. How much? Well, shield cover plus 10. That seemed very important. You go vitality and equip. Equip this. And fancy shoes is what? Prestige. Well, here we will use fancy shoes. And maybe, well, let's go. What is this? Transfer for now. Transfer. Now, we have medicine. What else do I want? Finally, some virtue. No. Right. Quest and travel. Eye for an eye. Not seeing that. What are we gonna do? Well, train. Train with a solo practice. I have 2 talents. Oh, you're exhausted. Well, let's try the bad house then. People of your social status are not allowed in this kind of establishment. It requires rank sergeant or higher. So let's get a brothel. You visit the brothel to relax and indulge in pleasures of the flesh. Virtue lowered by 15. The visit seems to have taken a toll on your flesh. What? We need flogging. Well, actually not really. We need to train. Solo practice. Okay. Okay. Socialize. No. Train. Vitality lowered by 2. Blood poisoning. Oh my god. I need to go to doctor. Doctor! I've been self-poisoned. Where is it? Physician. 50. Come on. Yes. Blood loss I don't care about. Now train here. Rest. Oh, I'm good. I'll train this solo practice. Only 35 florins now. And 15 here. Well, train. What's. Well, actually, rest. Okay, train. Well, so that's a max, right? You cannot kill him in 30, so actually on 15 you have guaranteed hit. Maybe that's doable for us, let's see. Supply disruption adversely impact your health. Oh. A page comes looking for you. He tells you that the Earl insists your expedite his request, lest the opportunity be wasted. Let's go to the Earl. You and Earl. What? Is it somebody else? I guess he's reminding you about that crossbow thing. They don't have a good crossbow here. Let's go. Maybe they have it in here. You again. Well, hello there. Is it me you're coming to visit, or are you on another very important mission? Right. They have nothing. Rest. Wow, that actually helps you recover really fast. Your immoral conduct spawns various unpleasant rumors, which quickly spread around. Oh, what? The messenger from the Isle tells you that due to your sluggishness, your services are no longer needed. Another marksman has already been found for the murder of Derosh. Later that day, you learn that the assassination attempt was unsuccessful and the marksman missed. This, however, doesn't bother you too much, since you are going to get your ass whooped by the Isle and the prince anyway. It doesn't bother me at the slightest. Let's just rest. Okay, blood poisoning. We need to go to physician. Yes, yes. And what now? Ask about recipes. Forgive me if my question comes off tactless to you, but can you please share some of your recipes? I'm not sure I understand what you are talking about. I mean recipes for medicine and various potions. But why would you need it? Do you not trust my skills? It's quite the opposite. I completely trust your skills, however every drop of blood counts on the battlefield. And I just want to be sure that in case of injury I can provide myself with first aid. So I would be able to live a little longer and get to you. I see. Yes, you are probably right. Many deaths could have been avoided if the soldiers knew even the basics of field medicine. Well, I will be happy to share my recipes with you. But keep in mind, doctor's time is expensive. Well, you don't know half of it. I've seen it's some of the doctors have like a minute. What is it? Minute. Basically, you pay for every minute. You can now purchase various crafting recipes from Cecilia. Their host will depend, among other things, on the state of your relationship with her. Buy recipes, antidotes. Oh, no care. Talk. No care. What we gonna do? Camp activities, work at the sword. Well, we go on an adventure, I say. Let's go to scavenge. You get out of the camp and go to the surrounding forests to replenish your supplies, heading towards the unknown adventure lying ahead. Following one of the narrow paths through the forest, you wander into a strange-looking pagan sanctuary with a massive stone altar decorated with rough carvings, half-erased images of old, forgotten gods of a long bygone era. The place gives off a strange vibe. Carefully listening to your feelings, you are trying to figure out what it is exactly, anxiety or peace. but you are not able to put your finger on it. Below, at the altar pedestal, you notice a handful of coins, clearly left there by someone as a gift to the old gods. Perhaps you should also leave a coin or two, but it's even worth it to mess with such forces. Hastily leave. You prefer not to mess with those kinds of forces and turn the other way. Getting back to collecting herbs. Okay. Poisonous plant. I guess I can sell it all. Okay, inventory full. Proceed. The way back is uneventful at first. However, with each new step, it becomes more difficult for you to shake off the feeling that someone is watching you. Several very suspicious fellows suddenly block your way. At first, you mistake them for ordinary thugs, but it soon becomes evident that there's something off about them. As if in confirmation of these thoughts, strangers, without even voicing their demands, draw their weapons. Okay. Of course, there's again a million of them. Only two. He's bleeding. Bleed resistance. Yeah, good luck with this. With my guy who has 21 hit points or what? What a garbage. No, it's heat and barter. Well, if I die here, I will just load and don't go on foraging. Every clown here has a more health than 20-something-year-old dude who's perfectly healthy. Of the... Well, Heaton is regenerating or something. Did you see that? Damn pagan witch. Little by little, well, at least he's bleeding. Wow, for a long time. The question is how much? Oh no, I have nothing. Recover. Oh, 3, will it make it? Okay, now I'm dead. I can do one hit and we are done. I need to at least get this guy. Well, the hand, let's try. He's stunned. No, it's not enough. Frankly, I think I screwed the game on the creation character screen already when he's had such a shitty recover. It seemed to be most important of all. Okay, we need to hit him once more. Ethan, into limbs. There we go. Now my dude is tired though. In one hit and he's going to... Oh, my shield! Look at this. Boom! Yeah, we're gone. Or what happened? They destroyed my shield. Water Slayer. Okay, we'll try to simply make him more tired than I am, and that's how we win. Well, maybe hit his legs again. Although head, there's nothing on his head. That's good damage. He's not stunned though. Trilimps. Okay. He's also missing. I want to be fresher than you. Well, he run away on a turn 20. Oh no! I should have went for story mode because this combat is just so terrible. No. And he's exhausted, so I can try to barter him or neck. Oh wow, 18. And he's stunned. Another neck and neck. Wow, what? And of course he has 1 hit point. Now he will get me, just watch, but I'm ready for that. No, actually I did not. Goodbye, Ethan. With all enemies dead, you can now loot their corpses. And it, wow. Ooh. Discard. Head chopper, what on earth? What is this? Agility, virtue -10. Endurance, virtue -10. Well, this seems good. Okay, inventory, use this. Alright. Head chopper, what is that? Equip. Not enough strength and agility. A wide-bladed short sword, easily capable of beheading a man with 1 slash. Well, it does extra damage on neck and head strikes. But of course we don't have the necessary stuff. I can sell this heat and stuff. The rest of your way back goes smoothly without any more adventures. Shortly after you failed attempt to assassinate William de Roche, the Earl summons you to his place. You anticipated getting punished for the previous failure, but to your surprise, you find the Earl and the Prince in a good mood. Well, marksman, it seems that fate itself gives you a chance to correct your mistakes. De Roche, the old man, is in a vulnerable position, and his time we simply cannot pass up such a chance. But he has just survived an assassination attempt. Isn't he supposed to be lay low and be extremely careful now? Sure thing, but fortunately Lady Fate herself is on our side. My spies in the French camp reported back this morning. King John sent for the best doctors from Paris. De Roche has serious health problems, but it's not clear what is up with him specifically. I think it's his age. When I got to my first war in Scotland 2 decades ago, this son of a bitch was already covered in battle scars from head to toe, and was considered the best warrior on the continent. He simply destroyed us at the Banners Burn out of the entire Royal Army. There were only your father, me, and 100 soldiers who managed to survive. Yes, those were the times. He took many lives, but today the bell tolls for him, and that means that it's time for Derosh to visit his ancestors. For him, you say? Send not to know from whom the bell tolls. It tolls for thee. Yes, we all will meet our end, sooner or later. Lord have mercy on our souls. Given the pace of the campaign, it may well be that your generation will have to continue to wage this damn war, or even your children's children. Huh? Okay, back to the point. The issue with Roche needs to be resolved. It did not work out the first time, but it will work out the second. We have already developed a plan. These words make your blood run cold. We have planned everything this time. There will be no slip-ups. So listen. According to the scouts' reports, the Roche is stationed deep inside the French camp and is heavily guarded. It would be impossible to sneak in. According to the prince's plan, the group number one will distract the French. Late at night, a large English detachment will launch a diversionary attack on the French camp and try to set it on fire. When the battle ensues, the English will begin to retreat, creating a false sense of success in the enemy, which they will almost certainly try to develop, withdrawing even more forces from their camp. Under the cover of all this confusion, the second group will sneak into the camp and then will need to quickly get to the Roche's tent and end him. In this game, you are assigned the role of commander of the second group. You will lead your people to the camp to find and kill the Roche. A great plan. I think so too. Well, I don't. Thanks for sharing your opinions, Antarine. We'll sure reach out to you if we need any more of your peasant insight. You can go, Antarine. Get yourself ready. What is stupidity again? Man, I need that virtue though. Or vitality or whatever. -7? What happened? How do I have -7 vitality? Oh, because he's exhausted. Okay, ground. Wait. As a command of one of your officers, you and 2,000 militiamen are tasked with digging trenches. You spend the entire day engaged in strenuous physical labor. Yeah, we have the orders from the here Herald and Prince, but still you dig trenches because their task needs to wait. You untreated injuries make themselves known. Vitality decreased by 1. Oh man. Arrest. Okay, now we go to a doctor. We need a blood loss. Yep. And toxicity. Maybe that's from that. So now, -7 still. Like what? Oh. Yeah, with this, I think we are at the end. I'm not particularly excited by this game. Especially the combat is terrible. And with -7 vitality, I don't see a point continuing, frankly. Why is this -7? Does he have some... It does not even tell you. No injuries. I'll talk. Well, let's sell this. Head choppers on that. Oh, scale armor now, that would be interesting. That would be, and this would be also nice. But of course you need hair stuff. Mail breaker. Yeah, but with a -7 vitality, like how can you have -7 vitality? It would be probably just gone. Of course I can try to train that. Maybe like this. Screw them, I need to get my vitality in check. Don't have any time left, okay. Having failed the Earl Prince's task, you seriously damaged not only your relationship with both of them, but also your reputation in the eyes of fellow soldiers. Oh no. Yeah, but no. I cannot click. Alright. Proceed. Yeah. It is from the camp rumors that you found out that Prince and Earl had to call upon a group of mercenaries who successfully completed the mission, killing a high-ranking French commander. The death of the Roche cancelled out the possibility of peaceful outcome of the meeting of the two armies at Cambrai. In the opinion of the English king, this failing campaign could still be saved and turned around, though one decisive battle that would see a complete defeat of the French. Having lost his army, John will have no choice but to ask for peace on almost any terms, and according to the plan of the English crown, there would be a lot of terms, more than enough to compensate for all the months of sitting under Cambrai walls and for unsuccessful campaign at Thomas Marshall as well. As a result, it was decided to extend the almost finished war for exactly one victorious battle, which will rewrite its entire history. What was happening at the time in the camp of the French king you did not know. Already a few hours after the death of the Roche, rumors spread that the French parents were fleeing, leaving their overlord to fight off the English alone. And indeed, while observing the enemy camp from the city walls, you yourself witnessed a lot of movement and various activity in it. However, a few days passed, but the French army did not thin out. The assassination of the Roche has definitely dealt a blow to it, but it clearly affected most the moral and fighting spirit rather than the numbers of the French. The general jubilation that prevailed among the English soldiers after the Roche deaths soon turned into concern. Unlike the fresh French who had just arrived, Edward's army has been fighting for months. The realization that the flames of the war that had already ended was flaring up with renewed vigor did not at all contribute to raising one's spirits. On the third day, when it became completely clear that the English command that the enemy army was not planning to scatter and its own army was rapidly losing its fighting spirit, the king decided not to wait any longer and attack now. It was decided to fight outside the city, and since no one needed another siege of several months, the French did not prevent the English from safely withdrawing troops from the city and deploying them in field. This detail also immediately negatively affects the morale of the soldiers. Seeing that the enemy not only does not give up, but on the contrary, behaves so confidently and defiantly, many begin to suspect that something is going wrong. Since the command thinks that the main threat in battle will arise from the attacks of the heavy cavalry, The infantry hastily builds defensive positions, earthen embankments, as well as stakes stuck in the ground. You too take part in this work. However, due to lack of physical strength and lack of habit of working with your hands, things are not going well for you, and instead of imposing fortifications, something rather pathetic appears in front of your position. You spend the night before the battle already positioned, although you are trying to rest, you cannot fight off worrying thoughts. In this bleak atmosphere, you meet the dawn of the most difficult day in your life. The battle begins with a sluggish archery skirmish. Due to the wooded and uneven terrain around Cambrai, you don't really understand what's going on. Lines of yeomen lined up behind you send arrows, volleys after volley, somewhere in the direction of the French hordes, visible in the distance. Enemies' arrows also reach you from time to time. At first only a few inaccurate ones do, causing oddly laughter, but after a quarter of an hour, when the intensity of the shooting increases, your formation starts thinning out, and the wounded and the dead cover the ground around you. The sneer gives way to terror. The situation changes drastically when an avalanche of French knights suddenly appears from behind a distant hill and rushes straight to your position. The yeomen immediately focus their fire on them and seriously damage the attackers, but about half of the knights still manage to reach you. The fortifications you built somehow help, but only partly, slowing down the French and preventing them from powerfully wedging into your formation, yet they do not have a strong effect. Seeing that the attack of the knights is bogged down, and many of them have lost their horses, the sergeant raises you in a counterattack. Oh, character. Vitality -5. Well, inventory. Can I get to my... I can't. I have crap. Okay, we'll save and proceed. Oh my god, that's a king! Knight. Inexperience 1, weapon skill 16. Yeah, look at that. What can I do here? I can't even hit them, like, at all. Let's just, maybe feint. Can't do even that. Crossbow. Hey, limbs. Oh, bleeding, wow. Really? Oh, wow. Damn, let's save this. This was so good. Oh, where's that save button here? Okay, attack. We can attack what? Limbs? He has no cover there, it seems. Accidental shield drop, pretty good. Deflected by armor. Continues, what? Oh no! Bracer damaged. A feint. Can do. Let's try those limbs. Getting there a bit. It's bleeding a little bit. Oh my god, the guys. They're here. Trying. Ooh, 18. You're going down, buddy. Yeah, one hit to the legs and you're gone. Oh, what? Okay. And the buddy missed. He's not bleeding anymore. There we go! A knight has been defeated by peasant. What? Dismounted. Did he manage to hit me? Armor damaged. And I can't do nothing here. Oh, it's my dude dying here. Attack the other dude, not me. Ay, 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 ay. This is the end. He hits you no matter what. You're killing battle. Total score 905. I will try to reload or what? Yeah, I will just try to here survive. But he hits everything, or well, what? You managed to. Who's this guy? Oh, it's this guy still. I will just try to hear a run from a battle at the first opportunity. Oi, oi, oi. Like, why is this guy winded suddenly? I was resting all the time. Maybe that hit. Okay, let's try to make it to level 20 around 20 and around away. I think we are done. I mean, if we can get vitality to -7, why? Like, why? Why even play? Obviously, you are soft lock before you get anything based on the stats only. Okay, I was not very impressed by this game, so this is the end. Maybe I saved you some time. Regardless, thanks for watching.